On today's video, it's about 48 hours after Light and Darkness began, and there are already a few things that I'm very disappointed with. In this video, we're gonna go over 4 main items you should really know in order for you to set your expectations accordingly for Light and Darkness. With all the good, there's also bad. The past couple of videos were all about the good, the overview, and this is more about the negatives that we have already noticed and experienced 48 hours in. So if you want to hear a couple of things that will adjust your expectations, this video is for you. Sit back, drop a like on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more Rise of Kingdoms content, and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today we're gonna go to the negative side of Light and Darkness. The past couple of videos, both carded up on the top right, were all about the overview, the excitement, the hype. And today, let's talk about 4 things that are super disappointing in this game mode. Before we start with it though, a couple of things we need to touch on. First of all, I am a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms. And secondly, it's Lunar Glory Day. And the buff is pretty much the same, just an FYI. Same exact thing, attack of the camp, burning speed by 50%. You don't see it because of the resolution of this damn screen, which is why when it was here, you didn't see this side. But I can tell you 100% for a fact, it is exactly the same buff. With all that being said, one more thing to touch on was we didn't really know much about Grace of Selûne, and I know that a lot of you have asked me questions about this. I am doing a little bit more research on it because there are a few very big question marks about it that are still yet to be determined. With all this being said, let's dive into our topic of the video, which is 4 main things that have disappointed me in this game mode. We're going to start from the least disappointing to the most disappointing, and the first one is Zone 4s are quite crowded. They feel much more crowded than the previous ones, even though they are a little bit more elongated, whatever you want to call it. It feels like, you know, there's not that much space in here, and for an event that you're gonna probably spend a good week in here, it doesn't seem like very heavily populated kingdoms are gonna stand any chance in this very crowded zone. Thankfully, I've been finding some gathering nodes here and there occasionally, but other than that, every node has been taken. Barbarian standing like this is super rare. You can see the reason it's happening is because some of these folks are currently AFK, but more often than not, you see pretty much no barbarians. It's a real thing. I'm not really sure what I feel about it, especially because in theory, you'll be accessing the next zone with a friend, which means this zone is also going to be shared. And it doesn't feel like there's enough space for a good, healthy kingdom with a good presence in it. The second thing that really disappointed me, which I tried to tie into this past thing, but I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself, is the fact that Zone 4, with it being much smaller, also only has 3 passes. In the past, we had 4. If you were a corner kingdom, they were all to the same zone. If you're a center kingdom, you had 2 to each side. Now, you have only 3 to the one zone. And so, the 4th one went to become a level 9 pass, which I understand. But what this causes is that it essentially causes that only 3 alliances will continually have access in and out, or it will really require people to, as I mentioned in the previous videos, plan their flagging accordingly so multiple alliances can share passes. And this would mean a lot of the notifications up here of people exchanging passes consistently. The reason this is so disappointing is that one of the best things about Lost Kingdom is the abundance of runes. Sometimes the best runes that you really need land in here and not out here where you are or out here where you are. They really land somewhere in here, and now alliances are going to have to figure out how to keep enough active territory so they can pass through each layer of passes in order to be able to really access all the resources, all the goods of the map. As I've shown you, Zone 4 now has much higher level gathering tiles, which means if you're going to be gathering primarily and you're not doing March of Barbarians, you're not doing much fighting, Zone 4 is good for you now. And so it feels like everything is a bit too crowded. The map in general feels like it hasn't changed in size per se, but the sizes of zones and areas have changed and decreased in real estate dramatically. And I feel like this is something we're still going to see how it evolves with the event. I'm going to put a quick pause on the topic of this video right here and remind you, this is a brand new game mode. It's only day 2. And all of these things are first impressions. There are still things that are going to change along the way. We're still going to see how alliances and kingdoms adapt to these scenarios. And some of these points that I might take as negative now might actually be something in the future that will say, no, this is not a negative thing. It seemed like it is, but it really isn't. So remember, we are talking about first impression negatives. There is still so much more that can happen. I urge you to at least give Light and Darkness a try, or we give it the benefit of the doubt until the first run is done, and then we start reaching conclusions. For now, remember, these are only 4 topics for primary, like our first observations of things that are disappointing. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Rise of Kingdoms content. I know most of you guys are probably subscribed, but some of you have not yet. Dropping a subscribe on the channel real quick, a like on the video, helps out the channel a lot, lets me know that you guys enjoy the content and want more of it. Going back to our points. Point number 3 is one that you guys might find kind of ridiculous, but it is a thing. Honor points are very, very easy. They're actually super easy. They are much easier than they were in the past. So in the overview video, I mentioned how the rewards for individual points have kind of gone out the window. We've lost quite a lot of legendary commander sculptures in here and all that. But if you take a look at honor roll, people are already at 70,000, and I've heard of people over 100,000 AP or not AP, honor points already. The reason for this is actually the one thing I mentioned early in the video that we're going to talk about further, and this is why I haven't even talked about the alliance skills yet, the camp skills yet, because it's a big thing, okay? Turns out that, as I showed you guys, Grace of Soluna requires of you 100 coins. It speeds up the whatever skill this is, but also gives you honor points. Well, this works the same as alliance technology. So you could crit and get 800, 500, 1,000 honor individual points like that. Now, I don't know what the crits are yet. They could be only ×2, ×3, and ×5. But if the ×8 and ×10 are here, you could accumulate tons of these coins and get to 100,000 honor points just from this, which is kind of nuts. And so honor points have become too easy. It's going to be pretty much very hard for you if you're an active player in Light and Darkness. It'll be very hard for you not to get the maximum honor points you need, 155,000, to get your rewards. As you can see, my dingy schmingy little farm already has 18 coins. How, you may ask? Well, turns out, and this is why we still need more research, that you get coins from gathering. That is right. We've been getting coins by simply gathering. So on top of there being a event going on right now in Past Glory, which is Light and Darkness, which is all about gathering, you gain coins by doing that too, and you gain coins along the way by picking up these things. And so I could very easily, by going into my my bag, and let's go look for these coins. Where do we have these coins? Because I didn't see them getting applied anywhere. There they are. So we're gonna do this, click, and then I can go into Soluna, and I don't know, I'm just gonna put it here. I don't even know. Just crit 3 times. Look! We picked up 1,300. 1,300 honor points. Are you kidding me? Did we actually pick up 1,300 honor points? We did! This is nuts. And so, I didn't do anything. I just gathered 1,300 points. Like that. That right there is a good, I don't know, 30 minutes worth of work if you were hunting barbarians, maybe less, I don't know, but they're too easy. That's my point. Way too easy. Rewards have been dropped proportionally. It makes sense now why they did it, but what I'm disappointed with is if they're this easy, why didn't they scale up the rewards and make it so that you got to get more individual points? This whole individual honor points thing is a little I'm not entirely sure how it works just yet, but I'm not liking the first impressions. It's too easy, rewards are too little, and there is no goal beyond 155. I can tell you that the most likely outcome that's going to happen with this person right here is that by the time Ancient Ruins and Altar of Darkness open up, they don't need individual honor points anymore. They're done. And so, I don't know. That point is a big one, and I really want to see how it ends up working out. The final point is one that I had not realized until talking to Lost Kingdom chat. By the way, massive shout out to Lost Kingdom 37. Every single alliance in this, every single kingdom in this mode: 292, 298, 306, 279, 309, 311, 317, and 283. Very cool people. We had a good time in Lost Kingdom chat, but then again, that's how it always goes in the beginning, right? We saw how our Lost Kingdom chat ended up towards the end. Anyway, turns out that really there will not be any territorial fighting until the last zone. Yep, that is right. Theoretically, and not theoretically, actually, these two guys are friends. And these two are going to share this zone, and then they'll progress to this zone together, and finally into here. The only time they will meet anyone else until here is through these little holes of Ancient Ruins, Altars of Darkness, and that's about that. The thing is, in these zones, you cannot build anything, not flags nor fortresses. In the center, you can build flags. And so what's going to happen is that 279 is going to build to here and take this and that. 283 are going to build to take this and that. But then they won't have access to each other's passes. So the only place, all the way till the end of the map, till the final zone is open, the only place to fight is in here. That's it. So if you feel like fighting, you can send your troops there. When Ancient Ruins happen, you'll fight for the Ancient Ruins, and the most likely outcome will be nobody will get the Ancient Ruins because there's always going to be presence there. So it negates these buildings. The bottom line is you won't be able to get flags in here unless you're these guys or these guys until you go all the way to the center and all the way through. How long will that take? I have no clue. We're right now looking at Twilights, and I am still not anywhere near where I need to be in my knowledge of the Twilights yet, but you can see very easily that, well, my alliance did reach it, but anyway, we are at the end of day 2 and already Ancient Birthright is here. I think this is how it used to be. By just looking a little bit, I can see that there is no in-between events anymore between the passes, so it might be that within a few days we'll see them open up. I see that there's one in-between event here between these two. So we could really see a potential of unlocking the final gates, which I believe are these. No, is it semi-protection? It's nuts. It really is nuts how they planned territories. I still don't know, haven't done enough research and haven't talked to Lilith yet about whether or not there's going to be any possibility to cross like this, but I believe based on everything I see, there won't be. And therefore, we're going to have to wait all the way to the front to here to be able to start duking it out. And the crazy thing about all this is that let's pretend, hypothetically, not in this Lost Kingdom, because if I say either of these kingdoms, the other side will get mad. If kingdoms, I don't know, 625 and 626 are going at it, and 625 comes from here, and I'm not going to even do this, comes from here, takes King's Land, and locks this kingdom out of here. their inherited advantage and the ability for these guys to come back is stupendous. Because now, if you manage to take these gates and these gates, this team manages to go this way. Now for these guys to be able to even come back into the fight, they first need to catch either of these, which would be a nightmare. And then for them to push their opposition backwards, they'd have to go through one more pass. So the amounts of pass holding, gatekeeping, and all that stuff along the way is really, 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 really worrisome. For now, this is the thing that disappoints me the most. The fact that all the way till this opens up, this is the only place where people will be able to duke it out, and it'll be based on choice and not based on need. And therefore, Farmville until King's Land. And now the real question is, how long will it take for that to happen? As I mentioned to you guys, here at Gekko Gaming, we're going to gather all the data available. I'm keeping up with how long each of these Twilight things are, keeping up with gathering, with tile sizes, with everything and anything, so we have all the data available. It's just day 2, but as of right now, it looks like the gathering and barbarian hunting fiasco could last for a good 2 weeks, even more. And so, quite disappointing, in my opinion. Add to that the fact that I don't really see barbarian strongholds at all in here. I would go as far as saying that if you are not someone who cares much about the skin of KVK, then you can probably not even port in here and go stay in your kingdom for a week. Barbarian stronghold out of your mind and get your equipment up to date. Now, of course, you do want to come into Lost Kingdom and help your kingdom and your camp with your contributions, hunting barbarians, gathering, so forth and so on. But it's like, you're stuck. Essentially, you don't want to, if you don't want to be a farmer and a barbarian hunter, you're screwed. There's no way for you to contribute for your alliance and for your camp up until the very end opens up. So we got to keep an eye on that. But those are the 4 points that really disappointed me. The last one is a really big one. The second one is also not that minor. Honor points should have been a thing. And the rest are kind of like feelings touch, and we got to see how it'll work out. Again, if you haven't yet, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Rise of Kingdoms content. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Thank you for all the overwhelming support in the past couple of videos, all the comments, all the questions, all of you reaching out. I'm so thankful that the community is still there for me, and I'm so thankful that you guys are enjoying the content. I'm doing everything I can to improve. Let me know what else you guys want to see and what else you guys want me to change. And yeah, hit me up on Discord. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care. Peace.